The following podcast contains opinions from paid professionals. The information provided in this podcast is general in nature and not advice. For free and confidential support, call 1-800-858-858 or visit gamblinghelponline.org.au.
It is an epic golden slipper, though. We look at the quality of the field that is assembled. The richest 2-year-old race in the world, $5 million, and there's just quality galore. But the big thing that we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, it's a battle of the brutes. It's the big, imposing, strong cult that is Stormboy. He is such a unit. I don't think there's any other way of putting it. Up against Switzerland, who's regally bred, owned by a regally an important group of owners. And he's just been progressing through his grades and improving and getting better and better with each and every start. Is it a match in two?
If it was a match in two, would James McDonald have been so desperate to ride Stormboy? My thought says maybe it's not, but I want it to be. And I have Switzerland on top. I completely agree with you. In terms of progressiveness, Switzerland has taken all before it and looks to be kidding to the opposition. And you're talking $2.10 about one, $5 the other. Stormboy is the horse to beat. But you're right, a 4-year-old fighting against 2-year-olds feels a little unfair, doesn't it? It actually reminds me of my old cricket days. Our school photo at high school was pretty much everyone here. They'd all had their growth periods. And then at the end, I just drop off a cliff. And so I'm a little opening batsman, and you'd be playing against these man-childs who are, off a length coming up past my chin. That's how Switzerland's going to feel up against Stormboy on Saturday, but I'm pretty sure he can hold his own. Everyone's talking about how great this race is, and it will be great, but I don't think there are more than a handful of chances.
Yeah, I think tactics are going to play a massive role. Speed's going to be hugely important in this slipper because we've got 6 Waterhouse spot runners, and there's a number of those that can settle up on speed. Straight Charge will be one of those. Lady of Camelot will probably settle back. We saw her in that trial a couple of weeks ago flash through the line as she was given a little bit of a breather mid-trial and the ability to flash home late. Fully Lit draws the inside. He's going to be up there on speed. If Stormboy jumps cleanly, will he also be there up on speed? There's a couple out wide who could also cross and try and figure in those first couple of pairs. Speed's going to be hugely important. The rail's going to be important. The track, how it plays. We saw how things unfolded last Saturday and how difficult it was in the first 6 races to make up ground from the outside. I just think it's a fascinating contest. You throw in the jockeying between horses and who wants to ride what and who got booted off what and who's been left with what. And it just makes for a salivating contest.
The fairy tale for me would be Prost, because Adam Hieronymus gets the flick off Stormboy for James McDonald, who gets the flick off Stormboy for Ryan Moore. Imagine if Hippo just runs past both of them. Their draw, it's going to be tough from the gate. But I think that would be the fairy tale. And you're spot on about finding the fence. I mentioned previously, 17 of the past 20 Golden Slippers have won by horses that find fence in run. Now, you look at the favourite, and there's every chance they're going to try to sit 1-1. So Fully Lit will stay inside, probably hand up to Straight Charge, and Stormboy's either parked, or if Prost can't get in, Prost comes across, and Shangri-La Express is another one that could potentially sit outside the speed. But I think they look to be 1-1. If they do look to find fence, which stats suggest you have to, do you want to be Straight Charge, Fully Lit, Stormboy, 3-back fence, being dictated to by James McDonald? Outside you want Switzerland? I wouldn't, but it's Ryan Moore, so he can do whatever he wants.
I'm so genuinely excited. Your selection for the Tab Golden Slipper.
Switzerland, yep. Price, it's just price dependent. So it's all about win probability, isn't it? $2.10 gives you a win probability of 47%. So I say in my head, does Stormboy win this Golden Slipper 47% of the time? The answer is no. So that means the price is poison in my opinion. I'd need $2.60, $2.70, and Switzerland at $5 looks value. Yours?
Switzerland for me as well. Price definitely comes into it, but also knowing the way that Chris Waller trains, and he has these colts and these 2-year-olds peaking for Golden Slipper Day. Loved hearing from him during the week as to how he has trained Switzerland. He's a light, not hugely imposing hulk of a colt. but he has continued to put on condition and gotten stronger and bigger and better as the preparation has gone on, which is interesting because most of the time with 2-year-olds, as they continue to race, they are stripped of that condition because racing takes a toll on them more than it does the older horse. So they have not poured a huge amount of work into him. They've obviously fed him up so that he continues to grow and strengthen. Just feels like he could be the one peaking for Golden Slipper Day. Having said that, Waterhouse and Bott, they are a juggernaut when it comes to 2-year-olds. And if they don't win it, I'm sure there'll be tears at Tulloch Lodge.
We love our stats, but the biggest stat and the only stat you even need to worry about is the number 8, Gay Waterhouse and Golden Slippers.
She's looking for 8.
She's looking for 8, and that is just obscene. Chris Waller has 1, and it took him a while to get it.
Yeah.
8.
It is just going to be the race of the day, 4:40, Saturday afternoon, Rosehill Gardens. Do not miss it.
What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.